The era of the standard high-resolution camera is officially dead. For the last 5 years, we have been trapped in a resolution plateau. Most of us have been settling for 45 megapixels, thinking it was the peak of full-frame technology. We thought if we wanted more, we had to sell a kidney and buy a slow, bulky medium format system. But Nikon just decided to break the simulation. Welcome back to Tech Tide. Today, we are breaking down the most disruptive leak of 2026. The Nikon Z7 III is no longer a myth. It is a reality. And based on the manufacturing roadmaps we've analyzed, this isn't just a camera update. It is a declaration of war against the medium format market. We are looking at a 67.5 megapixel monster that aims to put Hasselblad and Fujifilm on notice. If you are planning to spend a single dollar on a gear upgrade this year, you need to stop. You need to watch this entire breakdown, because the way we capture light is about to change forever. For years, the Nikon Z7 III was the reliable workhorse. It was the safe choice. But let's be honest, it lived in the shadow of the Z8 and the Z9. It felt a bit static in a world dominated by AI and stacked sensors. Nikon realized that the high-resolution crowd, the landscape purists, the architectural masters, and the high-end fashion photographers were being ignored in favor of sports and action speed. The Z7 III is the answer to that neglect. It is a surgical instrument. It is designed for the raw soul of an image. Let's talk about the heart of this beast. The sensor. We aren't looking at a modest bump to 50 megapixels. Nikon has jumped straight to a 67.5 megapixel BS-ICMOS sensor. This is a massive leap. But here is the genius part. It is not a stacked sensor. Why does that matter? Because stacked sensors prioritize speed, but they often sacrifice a tiny bit of signal-to-noise ratio. By sticking with a high-efficiency backside illuminated design, Nikon has prioritized pure image quality above all else. This sensor is a custom collaboration, designed to maximize what experts call microcontrast. It's that pop you usually only see in Phase 1 or Hasselblad files. We are talking about 15.5 stops of dynamic range at base ISO. Let that sink in for a moment. That is shadow recovery and highlight roll-off that rivals systems costing $10,000 or more. You will be able to pull detail out of the darkest shadows of a canyon or the brightest clouds of a sunset with zero digital noise. This is the medium format killer punch that Nikon is throwing, but you can't just throw 67 megapixels at a processor and hope for the best. That much data would melt a standard chip. That is why the Z7 III is debuting the EXPEED 8 processor. This isn't a small incremental update. It is a processing powerhouse. The EXPEED 8 has to juggle massive 67 megapixel RAW files while simultaneously running the most advanced AI autofocus we have ever seen. Nikon is calling this new technology predictive path mapping. We've seen subject detection before, but this is different. This uses deep learning to predict where a subject is going even when they are totally blocked from view. Imagine you're shooting a snow leopard behind thick brush or a model moving behind flowing studio fabrics. The camera doesn't just hunt for the eye. It knows where the eye should be based on skeletal tracking and movement patterns. For the landscape photographer capturing wildlife in complex environments, this is a game changer. It's precision on a level we haven't seen in a high-res body. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: Nikon's acquisition of Red Digital Cinema. Everyone wondered when we would see the red DNA show up in a Nikon body. The Z7 III is the answer. It is reportedly the first stills-oriented camera to fully integrate red-inspired color science. This is huge. For decades, red has been the gold standard for Hollywood skin tones and highlight transitions. Now, you're getting that legendary color science baked directly into your Nikon RAW files and JPEGs. Even though this is a photography-first machine, the video specs are making the competition sweat. We are looking at internal 8000 recording at 30 frames per second. But it's the quality of the pixels that matters. It uses 12-bit UNRAW, giving you the color grading flexibility of a cinema camera in a body that fits in a small hiking bag. It essentially packs the video punch of the flagship Z8 into a much more portable, landscape-friendly form factor. Nikon also fixed the one thing everyone complained about: the ergonomics. The Z7 III moves away from the limited tilt screen of the Z7 II. It now features a 4-axis multi-angle touchscreen. This is the holy grail for photographers. You can shoot at waist level for traditional landscapes, but you can also flip the screen out for vertical compositions or high-angle commercial work. It gives you total flexibility without feeling flimsy. And speaking of build quality, Nikon has introduced Pro Shield weather sealing. This was previously reserved only for the $5,500 Z9. This camera is built like a tank. Whether you are in the humid tropics or the freezing Arctic, this body is designed to be used in the field without hesitation. It's a tool that doesn't ask for permission from the weather. A lot of you are probably asking, why wouldn't I just buy a Z8? It's a fair question. The Z8 is a fast, hybrid monster. But the Z7 III is for the purist. It is significantly lighter than the Z8. If you are trekking 10 miles into the mountains, every gram counts. The Z7 III gives you higher resolution in a body that doesn't weigh you down. It's about having the best possible image quality in the smallest possible footprint. Nikon also kept the workflow flexible. You get a dual slot configuration with one SFexpress Type-B slot for that 67 megapixel data throughput and one high-speed SD-UHS slot for backups or easy transfers. They didn't force you to switch all your cards, which is a big win for the working pro. The view through the camera is just as impressive as the files it produces. The new electronic viewfinder is a $5.76 million masterpiece. It is blackout-free and runs at a 120 Hz refresh rate. When you are manually focusing on a complex texture or checking fine details in a high-resolution composition, you need absolute clarity. This EVF provides that. Combined with an improved in-body image stabilization system now offering up to 8 stops of compensation, the Z7 III becomes a handheld powerhouse. You can shoot long exposures handheld that would have required a tripod just 2 years ago. So, when can you get your hands on it? Our sources in the global supply chain are pointing toward a mid-2026 announcement. The price. It's expected to hover around $3,499. Think about that. For the price of a standard professional body, you are getting a resolution and color science package that competes with $10,000 medium format systems. This is Nikon's statement of intent. They aren't just trying to keep pace with Sony and Canon. They are redefining what a high-resolution, mirrorless camera should be. The leap from 45 to 67 megapixels is going to be a defining moment for the industry. It's going to force every other manufacturer to rethink their strategy. But be warned, this much resolution comes with a cost. You are going to need more storage and more processing power to handle these files. But for the level of detail and the medium format look this camera provides, it is a price most professionals will be happy to pay. In my opinion, the Nikon Z7 III is the most important camera of the decade. It brings elite, medium format level quality down to a price and size that working photographers can actually use. Nikon is back at the top of their game, respecting the traditions of pure photography while embracing the high-tech future of red color science and AI. This is the camera we have been waiting for. It is the end of the 45 megapixel era and the beginning of something much more exciting. The future of imaging is arriving sooner than you think. If you have been waiting for a reason to retire your old DSLR or your aging mirrorless body, this is it. The Z7 III is the pinnacle of what a modern camera can be. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, share this video with your gear-obsessed friends, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our upcoming head-to-head comparisons. We will be here to guide you through the 2026 gear transition every step of the way. Stay creative.